Okay. All right. Then.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another session of our expert-led series, Level Up series. I am Mesoma Okereke, your host for today, and I'm joined by my fantastic co-host, Deborah, and we're super excited to have you here for this Global Citizenship Foundation capacity building session. Uh, Today, we'll be diving into practical strategies for upskilling, particularly focusing on communication, networking, and the power of public speaking and presentations for career advancement. Um, Thank you all for being here. Your commitment to growth and professional development is truly, truly inspiring. And in today's session, we're going to be sharing insights and experiences that will help you sharpen your skills, boost your confidence, and take your career to the next level. So get ready for an amazing and engaging experience. Um, so it's going to be my pleasure to introduce today's expert speaker, Dr. Harit Bhatt. And Dr. Bhatt is a communication specialist with a passion for empowering individuals through transformative self-development and entrepreneurial coaching. We're honored to have him here with us today. And Dr. Harit's journey of transformation began in 2017. And since then, he's been committed to self development, uncovering his true calling. And currently, he's building a sustainable and profitable online business while successfully transitioning from employee to entrepreneur. I must say that's amazing. He's really passionate about helping aspiring entrepreneurs and career professionals, and he provides hands-on coaching for individuals looking to start their careers or businesses. And he equips them with tools and knowledge that they need to establish and grow their online ventures while maintaining, their current jobs for a smooth and profitable transition. Okay, so Dr. Harris' philosophy is pretty simple but powerful. When we cultivate happiness within, it radiates outward, improving workplace efficiency and overall success. So, in other words, anyone can create the life that they desire through intentional action. And with that, let's give Dr. Bahat an amazing welcome. And Dr. Bahat, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mesoma. And how's everyone? Okay.
Okay.
How's everyone? I would like to hear from you because I cannot see you at least, but if I can hear you in the chat box, that will really add to the energy. Okay. And I will won't be, it will be very difficult for me to pronounce these names because I do not have an habit, unfamiliar with these names. So please, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. So just I'm new to this Microsoft Teams, so just it is taking me little time to adjust through it, but no problem. Through on the way, we will, yes, from Milola, okay, I will just say Lola, okay, if that's fine. From Nigeria, okay, it's hot afternoon here. Okay, so let me ask you, from which countries are you joining in? Okay, from which countries? Okay, just type in the chat box your name of your country where you're joining in. As this is a global talk, we can understand and we can communicate with each other, as this is about communication, right? You will be communicating through the chat. I will be communicating my interpretations through this microphone and camera. Mesoma from Nigeria, Aizin from Nigeria, okay, Nigeria. Shafreen from Sri Lanka, okay, great. East and West of India. I am from India. Okay. Yes, that's really great. Faid Ali. Okay, Faida Trinidad. Okay, that's really great. And it's really great to see this platform uniting so many, participants throughout the world. And that's what is needed right now. And moving ahead with today's session, you know, apart from this thing, what is your one intention that you joined this session for? Type one word in the chat box. What is your intention of joining this session? And just for your information, I have two screens, one screen over here and one screen over in my side, so that I can, if at all anything happens, I have to just put place for a backup, and also I can see the chats when I'm not able to present in the screen. Okay. So what is the one intention of joining today's session? Because your intention matters a lot. I am here to deliver the ocean of knowledge, ocean of information, whatever I have with me. Now it's your choice to grab it, whether you are grabbing it with a spoon or with a glass, or yes, or with a tumbler or a tub. Yes, Mesoma says to enhance my presentation skills for career advancement. Okay. Shafreen, develop my skills for communication and networking, to learn how to express myself more. Very good. Sharpening my communication and presentation skills. Of course, to build my communication skills. Yes. So everyone has at least one intention to be present in this session. Yes, and that's the most powerful thing. And I really welcome you once again on in this session on communication skills, public speaking, and presentation skills. And before I start, I really express my gratitude to Mesoma for reaching out to me, and Global Citizenship Foundation for reaching out to provide this opportunity to deliver my learnings to the world. Okay. Whatever I will learn, I will come today to share it with you, so that it can impact, even if it can impact a handful of life, it will be really great. So my next question is, type me in the chat box if you want to become successful in your life. Okay. Type me in the chat box if you want to earn a lot of money in the life. Type me in the chat box if you are ready to go and learn the skill of 21st century. Is a communication skill. Yeah. Yes. Chain, Mesoma, Lola, Shafrin. Yes, that's the energy we need over here. And time and again, I'll be sharing and asking you to share in the chat box. So it will be a little bit painful to your fingers, but please don't mind taking that pain. So here we start. Okay. So allow me to share the screen. So this is the session. Today's session is communication networking skills, public speaking and presentation skills. As Mesoma introduced, I'm a Dr. Harit Bhatt. I'm a veterinarian, and I'm also a digital lifestyle mentor, helping professionals to live the life of freedom. Okay. Now, before starting the session, I will to set some ground rules for this talk. Okay. Whenever we are having, there are certain rules and regulations, whether in the college, whether in our schools, or wherever we are going, there are rules, right? So this sessions will start with rules. First is participate and engage. That's what you have all been doing right now. Whenever I'm asking you to type in the chat box, you are typing. That's what I mean. Second is maintain the energy. You know, I if you can come on camera, that will really great, that so that I can see what is your energy. Because sometimes when you are learning passively, the energy is diverted, and then with diverted energy, you cannot give the maximum output. So I would recommend you to be on camera, be so that we can exchange each other's energy. Okay. The third rule is have an open posture. In our India, it says that when the knowledge is coming to you, you should not have a closed posture. What is closed posture? Sitting like this, crossing your arms, or sitting your crossed legs. Just sit up straight, be an open posture, welcome the knowledge with both of your hands, open arms, so that whatever it is coming to you, you are taking it in. Okay. The third rule is have an open mind. Now we will do an exercise over here. Now whatever you are, now do a fist. Just create a fist from your hands. Okay. Just do it. Just do like this. Okay. Right now, just do it. Now tight it up as much as you can. Tight it up. Hold it tight. Right. Tight it up. Okay. Now with your another hand, try to open it up. Try to open. Okay. Try to open with the another hand. Are you able to open it? Are you able to open it? No. Right? So if you are not able to open it, you cannot put anything inside your palm. So what to put anything inside this palm of your left hand of the on the inside the fist, you need to have it open. So when it is open, you can put anything on this palm, maybe this AC remote. Similarly, I would recommend you to have an open mind. See, if you are having a closed mind, your mind is not open to new knowledge, or it may be the knowledge that you are already aware of. You will start thinking passively. So keep your mind open throughout the session. The things may come that you're knowing it. Still, just keep your mind open so that you can get the maximum benefit out of the session, or you may discover something new. And the fifth is that I already told you, I would come with the ocean of the knowledge. It's your choice whether you take that knowledge with a spoon or tub or any of the you know um, bucket, or you can come with any of those things. So here we go. So let us begin this session with a beautiful story. It is a story of acres of diamonds. Once upon a time, there was a farmer in Africa, of course, and he was very happy, farming his field, and he was very content. He was happy because he was content, and he was content because he was happy. One day, he happened to meet a wise man. The wise man shared and talked to him about the glory of the diamonds and the power that came with those diamonds. That night, that wise man shared more that if that farmer had the diamond size of his thumb, he could have his own city. Or even if he had the diamond of his fist, he could actually have his own country. Listening this, the farmer was very astonished, and that night he couldn't sleep. He was unhappy and discontent. He was unhappy because he was discontent, and he was discontent because he was unhappy. Next morning, he made all the arrangements, sold his land, took care of his family, and went in search of diamonds. He explored whole of the Africa but couldn't find any. He explored Europe but still he couldn't find any. By reaching Spain, he was financially, mentally, and emotionally broke. He was so disheartened that fell, he threw himself into the Barcelona river and committed suicide. Back home, the person who had bought the farm from him was watering his camels from the water stream that ran across the farm. Just across the stream, as the morning sunlight hit a stone, the light sparkled into like a rainbow. The person thought, wow, what a beautiful stone. What if I put the stone in the living room? And he took that stone and went to his home and used it as a mantelpiece and placed it in the living room. That afternoon, the wise man happened to visit that home and asked that person, is Hafiz back, the old farmer? The new owner said, no, why do you ask so? The wise man said, that that piece of stone is diamond. The new owner said, no, that's not diamond, that's just an ordinary stone. I just found it across the stream. The wise man said, no, I recognize one when I see one. The new owner said, okay, so there are so many like this. Let us see and go and observe across the stream and identify. They both went and sent few samples of those stones for identification. And no matter, no worries, they were diamonds. Now, what do you learn from this story? What moral do you learn from this story? Type in the chat box. What is that one thing that you think that you learn from this story? Come on, type in the chat box. Ibin, Izin, okay. There are many, there may be more than one moral of the story, but what are you connecting to? What is your emotion connecting to? Never judge too early, Shafrin. Yes, okay. The moral of the story, what I learned from this is we are sitting on the gold mines, we are sitting on the land of diamonds. But what happens is that we think that others' land is very good. Perception differs. Yes, never judge too early, perception differs. And in that comparison, we are not ignoring what we are having and running after what the things that others are having, so that we are thinking that when we will have those things, we will become happy. I learned that it is important to make the best out of every situation. Yes, you really don't know the value of something that you have or see daily. It only takes a new pair of eyes to see what value we have in our skill set. Absolutely. So we might be sitting in on those skill set. What we need to do is just to identify it, just to find it. And that is the big moral of this story. Moving ahead, we shall unearth, we shall uncover the secrets of communication through following topics by defining what is communication, universal laws of communication, modes of communication, elements of communication, public speaking, mistakes that people make in communication, gems in the communication skills, mastering the art of presentation, becoming a successful communicator, and bonus for you all, and the ultimate communication framework. So, why you should learn communication skills? What is the reason? Few of you shared your intention, right? Now, it's when you are learning something, we must understand why we are doing it. Because you may be doing it because someone else has invited you. But if you have that reason, if you can resonate with any of this reason, you must type in the chat box. Even whenever you feel like that something new you have learned, it's a wow moment for you. It's something that touched your heart and soul. Type wow in the chat box. Do type wow in the chat box. And at moments you feel that, oh, I have been doing like this. And those are the ouch moments. And throughout this session, I will be completely honest and transparent with you. So likewise, I expect the same from you. So first reason is your growth is limited by your words. See, no matter how skilled you are, but if you are not able to communicate your worth to your organization or the people around you, no one values you. Okay. And if you observe the successful people, the smartest people who have achieved success in their life, okay, they have not achieved success based on the technical skills, but add on is the communication skills. Second is the 80-20 rule of success in any career. But the technical skills are only required to get a job. After that, if you want to excel in your life, you need communication skills. You need ability to express yourself freely. The third is overcoming the career killers like poor communication habit that is holding you back. Like if you want to speak, but you're not able to, you're speaking in your mind, or you're speaking too fast while communicating, or you are thinking too much, or you are taking pauses a lot, or you're using the filler words. All these are poor habits of communication. Now, fourth is to increase your influence, income, and confidence. Once you start influencing through sharing your knowledge, you can you can build yourself as an authority, as an influencer. And in today's world, or it may be the world since long, the all the influencers are always earning more. For example, you can see, look at the this actors. They are communicators, right? They are communicating themselves through the emotions, through their acting. So those are the communicators who has higher influence and a high income, and they are confident. Fifth is able to build your personal brand. Communication skills not only helps you to excel, but also to evolve as a personal brand. How? When you communicate your worth, people understand your worth, And now your values start increasing and you start evolving as a personal brand. And that is the reason that you must learn the communication skills. Now, moving ahead, Mesoma had shared a brief introduction about myself, but I would like to introduce myself once again so that you can connect to me. Who am I? Okay, just a minute. So, I am a veterinarian turned fitness freak and a techie person who is learning techie technology, trained over 500 plus professionals on digital business and communication skills. I am a content creator since 2021. I am a husband of a loving wife and father of two beautiful kids. I love practicing spirituality and self-awareness and a follower of principle of Kaizen. This is the fitness transformation I caused in myself in just 2 years. I am also an author, the book of Me versus My Mind, which is the Amazon bestseller. I am started mentoring through online coachings programs, and I'm also adventurer and I'm a fitness freak. As I run half marathons, I also keynote speaker, and as a part of mission, I always inspire school students to dream big. When I was there, I was not having this opportunity, so I'll go to the schools and help the children to dream big and achieve their dreams. And then eventually, I started teaching up the skills to the students in the colleges so that they can achieve whatever they want. Out of the 3 lakhs, more than 3 lakhs of registrations for the super speaker, I was in top 500, which was organized by Success Gyan. These are my gurus from whom I have learned, from Dev Gadvi, Grant Cardone, Blair Singer to Siddharth Rajshekhar, and many more gurus from whom I have learned one secret. I'll summarize one secret which I have learned from all the gurus, and that is the best way to predict the future is to create it. If you continue to hope and wait for the right time to come, it would never come. The success that comes your way does not come directly. You have to pave a path for the success to come towards you. How do you do that? By becoming that kind of person so that success comes attracted towards you. And that's what I've learned. And the core philosophy I developed for what of the learning, out of the learning, all these things is okay. If you have a family, you have fitness, and you have finance. When you have these three things in your life that are supporting you the way you want to, you live a life of freedom. And everyone wants freedom. There are people who are having a good finance, but they are not having fitness, or maybe they are not having the time to spend with the family. There are people who are very fit, but they do not have enough finance so that have the life of freedom. They have to go continue to do the work just because they have to get money from it. There are people having fitness and finance both, but their family is not with them. So for me, these are the core philosophy. And whatever work I do surrounding these three things so that I live a balanced life and enjoy the life and also help people to live life in a similar way. And this was not me overnight. I was not talented with all those gifts. I was simply an ordinary person just like you, living an ordinary life in a job, 9 to 5 job, and continue to do the things. Listening to this, there comes, I remember a short story. You know, it was a day, evening time in the monsoon, when I used to come my home back early from my job. And my father was a professor, so he used to come in the evening and we used to sit together. I used to sit on a sofa and he used to sit on the bed and we used to grab the tea together. And while having the tea, I said to my Papa, I don't want to do this job. I do not like it. Sometimes I feel like that I am suppressing myself. I am doing the things that I don't want to do. My father said, "Hmm, okay. What else?" I said that I want to do my own business. I want to run my own business. I just want to quit my job and start my own business. And when I said that, my father's expression turned serious. And I, in my mind, thought that, oh, I think I have hit him hard and he did not like whatever I said. That then he with an irritated tone said that, Beta, I started my industry when I was young and I wanted to do this business. But I was doing very good business. But the partner betrayed me. He took away the money which were profit making. And when I was busy with the sales, the bank account got empty. We are not we are not taken birth in the business community. Business is not in our blood. And I used to surrender to his arguments, and I sat quietly on that day sipping my tea and just finished my tea and went to my room and get freshed up. And that was a life that I was living. How many of you can relate something? How many of you can get something? Type in the chat box, me in the chat box, if you can relate something or anything from whatever the story I'm sharing. Type me or type yes in the chat box. No, this is the interactive session. This is not just me speaking up. And I would recommend any to participate this session actively. Once again, show some energy through you being on the camera. What if I deliver this talk off camera? Would you love it? Would you like it? Of course, no. So I know you might be busy with your work. No problem. Just keep your camera on so that I can know that you are there. Okay. If you might busy, you are at office and just listening to me, it's okay. No problem. But what my intention is to that you interact in the chat box so that I can know you are getting. Otherwise, it would be like, मैं भाषण दे रहा हूँ. I'm just giving a lecture and I don't love to give lectures over here. Okay. So if you can come on camera, it will be really, really, really appreciable. So this was me. Now, I was a last minute reader. I was a lazy person who loved to sleep for long hours, short tempered, aggressive person, average in studies, failed in subjects, failed in national level entrance exams. I was bullied by my schoolmates. I was really, really underconfident, hesitant to speak up in a group, with very low self esteem, fat and chubby person. But I realized one thing. Being in this way, I realized one thing, that if you do not know who you are created to be, you will end up becoming whatever people pay you to be. And this line hit me hard. It hit me so much hard that I became unstoppable in achieving my dreams. So I started attending some certain transformational programs, and I considered my rebirth as 20 August 2017 when I attended the first ever transformational program where I discovered myself newly. The new Harit was born. And the turning point, I learned that God has gifted me with unlimited potential. It is me who is limiting. It is my mind which is limiting my growth. I am responsible for each and everything happening within me and outside me. My thoughts design my life. And when I understood this thing, I started thinking in this manner. What I learned is that if you focus on future and strengthen your roots, anything can happen. You can transform your life. What you need to do is dream big, start small, and the most important is invest in your personal growth. So when you do this, invest in your personal growth, you are able to expand 10x 20x the way you want to be. And that is what I discovered in myself. And when I transformed my life, I thought that if my life could change, my life could be impacted so much. What if I can help others to transform their life? If a lazy person can, like me, can start waking up early at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, who was sleeping late till 8 a.m. in the morning, why can't others? If a fat person like me can become fit and can run 21 kilometers at a stretch, why not others? If a person like me who was stuck in the job can start his side hustle and start building the wealth even at whatever the age he has started, why not others? So with that intention, I created my vision and mission. I have a vision that world everywhere is free to express and is living a life of freedom. And my mission is to transform 1 million professionals who are fed up with their EMI lives to unlock their voice and build their life of freedom through communication skills and building digital wealth. And with that intention, I am here to deliver this session in front of you. So now once again, my question is what you intend to achieve from today's session? As we have shared already earlier, I understand that that is your intention from participating in this session. Now let us come and start our topic. What do you mean by communication? Type in the chat box. What do you mean by communication? Come on, fast. Everyone, come on the camera. The camera access has been given to you. So now you can turn on your camera. Expressing thoughts. Okay. Yes. Expression of thoughts. Okay. Okay. Yes. What else? What else? Yes. Coherently. Okay. It is a process of speaking and sharing information, getting feedback from the receiver. Okay. Good, good, good. A simple line that defines communication for me: something beyond talking. Now, what do you understand by this? Something beyond talking. Passing an idea across coherently. A frame, right? A frame. Okay, a frame. Exchanging information and ideas. Yes, yes. See, I'll give you a simple example. When you take your spouse or your girlfriend for a date on a dinner and you order the dish without asking concerning your spouse or your girlfriend, and when the dish comes, that your girlfriend loves that dish, wow, that is communication. Yes, these whatever you are telling, you are sharing, that those are communication. But today when we are talking about communication, it is somewhat ahead of all those things. Okay, when you are giving that extra effort in your organization which no one has told you to give, but still you are giving, and to get the desired results for your organization, that is communication of what? Your commitment. When you are waking up early in the morning, when everyone is at sleeping, and you are going out, going to the gym, working on your fitness, working on your goals, when the 95% of the world is sleeping, that is communication. I'm talking about communication which is invisible, and that will understand one thing. See, whether you are doing or not doing, you are communicating one or the other thing. If you are doing things, you are communicating that you are an action taker. If you are just saying and not doing things, you are communicating that you are not reliable. Are you getting? Are you able to get the context? Am I able to set the context of communication? Type yes if you get in the chat box. If you got the context of the chat box, type yes. Because whatever the tactics we are going to learn, the tactics will work only because the tactics will work only when your inner core understand this context. Otherwise, those are all the superficial things. Yes, yes, yes. So that is something beyond talking. Now, what are communication skills? Communication skills are the skill through which you can showcase your ability. Right? The communication in the wider term, it's the thing, invisible things also comes in the communication. But when we talk about communication skills, the skill through which you can show your ability, that means the showmanship. Now you might be thinking, Harit, showmanship. Oh, I do not like to be showmanship. Oh, I do not like to show off. Oh, I'm not good at showing off. Oh, I do not love to brag about myself. Okay. Oh, people would think that, oh, he's blowing his own pipe. Do you get this kind of thoughts when I talk about showmanship? If type yes, if you get this kind of thoughts in the chat. Yes, in the chat. Be authentic, be transparent. I told you I'm going to be authentic and transparent in, during this session. And that is one of my core values which I follow in my life. And you will also understand why in the upcoming slides. See, when you are talking about showmanship and you are getting their thoughts, why? Because you have never done that showmanship in the past. You might have never talked about yourself in the past. And so when you start doing something new, you are unfamiliar with it. And when you are unfamiliar with these things, you will feel like, oh, this is something I'm feeling awkward. Because the default way of you speaking is that, no, I should not speak about myself. That conversation you are having in your mind. And when you tell yourself that let me show off myself, it resists because friction happens. Yes, I can relate that, but I'm working on my skills. Absolutely, Mesoma. We have to work. Still, I am still working on my skills. I am not say I'm an expert. I'm a learned. No, I'm also learning continuously. While delivering this lecture, also I am learning, and learning is a continuous process. That's what I believe. Always we have to level up ourselves. If we feel that okay, I have learned everything, then your death starts. Your death time starts. That's what I believe. And my great mentors have said, what I've learned from my great mentors. Okay. Yes, I'm feeling like I'm being proud of or unreasonably boastful. Absolutely. But you think that, see, with what context you do that showmanship, that is more important. When you do that showmanship just to show off the people, to get the appreciation, get the applause from the people, it becomes, unreasonable, boastful sometimes. But if you're sharing your achievements as a wisdom to inspire the people who are listening to you, do you think it is a showmanship? This is boastful or it is, being fake? Because and I completely affirm, I completely get you because I was in that. I used to think similarly few years back. But when I digested this concept through my mentors teaching, through reading books, I understood that, hey, it's not boasting about myself. When if my one sharing can help someone change their life, it's really worth it. And that's what I'm here for. Some of you may think that I'm bragging about myself, but it's not to show off. I am just telling my story at the places because I am not here to just deliver you the knowledge from the books. I am here to deliver you the knowledge from the books which I have experienced in my life, experimented with myself, and produced results in my life. And then I'm coaching you, and then I'm teaching you. And I learned from my mentors that take advice from only those people who have walked the path. Don't take advice from those people who have never walked the path and they don't want you to walk on that path because they have failed in their life, so they think that you will also fail in your life, right? So whatever I'm sharing from my experience and results that I produce in my life. So if you are thinking showmanship, it's okay. Showmanship is a bragging, it's okay. Gradually, consciously giving commands to yourself that, okay, you can work on those skills and you can overcome that feeling. And how we'll discuss in the upcoming slides also. Now let us understand the fundamentals of the communications. What are the fundamentals of the communications? Communication is a universal law of communication that we will be going through. Then modes of the communication, and the third is the most important elements of communication. The universal law of communication. The first is the law of simplicity. Speak to express, not to impress. Clear, concise messages are more powerful than complex languages. Have you experienced a speaker who is speaking more jargons which you do not understand? some vocabulary which you are, it is difficult to get the meaning of those words. And when we listen to this kind of conversation, our interest stops. Even if I am using this kind of vocabulary, your interest will drop automatically. I am here to speak up, not just to impress what impression I create about myself. Of course, that is important, but when I'm delivering the things, the more important is that you understand, and that is the reason I'm asking you again and again to type in the chat box if you can relate with it. Okay. So the law is to speak, to express your thoughts, your emotions, whatever you want to. Second is the law of connection. How many of you feel that you are emotionally connected right now? How many of you type me in the chat box if you feel somewhere throughout the last 30 minutes we have been, I have been sharing the wisdom as well as my story. Now you got connected at any moment. Type me in the chat box if you got connected. Even if you do not got connected, it's okay. No problem. You will get connected in the upcoming slides. People listen when they feel understood. This law of connection is much more useful in our day-to-day life with our office colleagues, with our family members, and with our friends. See, when we listen to someone, we have the similar expectations from that person. But when we listen to that person, we understand his emotion, his feelings, and revert back in a similar way. There is a connection which got built up. And that connection, when that person is listening to you, gets added up. And your bonding increases to the next level. So emotional connection is must. Yes, Azine Devori, okay? I'm sorry once again if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly. So law of connection. Third is a law of energy. What if I am speaking like this? Third law of energy. Your tone and body language decide the engagement. Would you love it if I talk like this? Would you love it if I talk like this? No, you would not learn. You will not only turn off your camera, but you will exit this session. So your your tone, tonality of the voice, the pitch up and down, the way I'm speaking right now may not be monotonous. If I speak in the monotonous way, you will not feel interest in it. So, and my body language right now, I'm in upfront. I'm doing some hand movements also. I'm not just sitting idly and like sitting. I'm doing my hand movements. I'm time to time I'm watching on the screen. Time to time seeing I'm looking at the camera lens so that you think that I'm looking at you, and that also gets connected. So this all thing counts. The third is law of feedback. You are only as good as the responses you create. See, if I continuously go on speaking whatever I am knowing, I'm thinking about the way I want to, thinking in my head without asking you whether you are getting it or not, without asking you to share in the chat box, will connect to me? Will you be able to connect to me? No. So the feedback that I'm getting from you right in the chat box, that is equally important. So the law of feedback. And the fifth law is the law of storytelling. Facts tell, stories sell. People remember the stories, not the data. Now let me ask you, when I shared you the story about me and my father, right? What was that? What was the topic I was talking about? Type in the chat box. What was the topic did I talk about? Okay, I think you are all busy or there's a network glitch. I don't know. Okay. So if you can remember the story, then I would remember the topic I was talking about and the place where I was sitting and what I was doing. Okay. Then probably I have shared the story in an effective way. But if you do not remember what I was drinking, where I was sitting, what topic I was talking about, I may have to practice that. Yes, feeling like you did not like wanted to do a ding. Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, okay. So I have at least shared a story in a way that you got it, you got connected in that you remember. So that is a law of storytelling. When you are telling stories to the people, they will remember. Do you remember the story of the acres of diamonds? What was the story over there? Who was what was the story? Can you anyone share in the brief? The story of the diamonds? Yes, right. So when you tell the stories, people remember it much more deeper than any other thing. Just allow me 1 minute. 1 minute. Just allow me 1 minute. Sorry. So now let us look at the what are the modes of communication. Whatever I'm sharing right now, just understanding because this you can get anywhere. Even if you enter in the chat GPT, what are the modes of communication, you will get it. And these are the simple modes of communication: verbal, that is speaking skills; non-verbal, that is body language and facial expressions; written, that is email, social media messaging; and visual, images, videos, and presentations. And the third, which is more important, is that elements of communication. What are they? Tonality, words, and body. Can you see the words only count 7% of communication, while your tonality counts about 38% of the communication, and your body language counts about 55% of communication. Now, what do you understand by this? What do you understand by this? When we are speaking with the people, maybe your colleagues or your boss or your friends, your words that does not matter a lot, but what matters is the way you are speaking, the expressions that you are using while talking with your friends and colleagues, the body language that you are using, the hand gestures, the movements, the posture. Are you standing straight or you are just you have in shoulders inward? All those things matters a lot. Even right now, the way I'm speaking right now in this tone, do you feel that something interesting or something important I am sharing? Yes, of course, this is important. You might not be having the time to type in the chat box. You might be occupied. Yes. So that is what matters the most. So now let us jump into today's topic is the public speaking and art of influence. Now, what is public speaking and why it is needed? Can anyone share in the chat box what is public speaking and why do you think it is needed? Or shall I say that public speaking is an art of delivering speeches and presentations to a live audience, encompassing the art of effective oral communication and persuasion. This is what I have written in my notes through Google. This is the public speaking definition which I got on the Google. However, what I feel it is a vital skill. Public speaking is a vital skill that allows an individual to express his thoughts or emotions to the group of people Not only limited to few groups, but a larger groups or even between two people. It's a public speaking. Whenever you are talking to your colleague about an idea that you have got in your mind, is the public speaking. Whenever you are asking your boss to grant you a leave, it's a public speaking. Why? Because you need to have that influence over there. You need to have that art of speaking, of convincing, so that whatever you want to have, you get it. So now we have defined 7 steps to master the public speaking. Now, the first is overcoming stage fear and building confidence. Now, there are two types of communication: internal and external. External communication is that the communication you do outside you, with the people around you. And the internal communication is the communication that you do with yourself in your mind. Are you aware about the two voices that we have in our mind? I call those voices as bingo and dingo. Bingo and dingo. Bingo is a voice which pushes you out of the comfort zone, pushes you to do new things, while dingo is a voice that keeps you in the comfort zone, that that gives you fear, that tells to you that you are not good enough. Now you can only express to the extent your internal communication is stronger. If your internal communication is stronger to the extent you can communicate externally. If you are not confident enough about yourself, if you feel that you are not good enough, you won't be able to communicate outside. So the quality of your external communication depends on the quality of your internal communication. To help you understand this in a better way, let me share a story. There was a man who had a business of selling balloons in a fair. He used to sell helium gas filled balloons in the fair. He had all colors of balloons like blue, green, black, red. And whenever the children would come to him, they would buy balloon from him, and that's how he would make his money. Whenever his business was slow, he would loosen one balloon and let the balloon fly up high in the sky. Looking at that balloon, the children would run to him and come to him and buy balloons. And that's how his business again went up high. One day, he found someone tugging at his jacket from the back. As he turned around, there was a little boy about 5 years of age. That little boy asked him, "Uncle, does that black balloon also can fly high up in the sky?" Listening to this little boy, that man was touched. He shared with empathy, "Son, it's not the color that matters for the balloon to fly, but it's what within the balloon that is responsible for the balloon to fly." What do you understand by this? Your internal communication determines the quality of your external communication. Yes. Whatever you are, conversations you are having inside your mind determines what you are giving outside. If you are constantly thinking that, hey, I'm not good enough, hey, I cannot do this, if you are giving constant commands to your mind, you will never be able to do it. Or even if you are doing it, you will not get the desired results that you wanted to have for yourself. So, for number one thing is overcoming stage fear. How do you do this? By enhancing your improving your internal communication. Second is learning the science of effective communication. the voice modulation, the tone, the pitch, the pace with which I'm speaking right now, and the power of pauses and emphasizing the keywords. Did you observe the way I am speaking right now since the beginning? There are certain pauses. The tonality is going up and down. Sometimes I'm going very much fast because I want to share and create the impact. And sometimes I'm going slow to create the suspense. Whenever I will go slow, you will start thinking that something is important. The Dr. Harit is speaking. Do you agree? Type yes if you agree to this in the chat box. If you are feeling that yes, this is the thing that you are observing, type yes in the chat box. So this is nothing. This is not a talent. Let me tell you, I was not speaking in this way 2 years back or 3 years back, maybe. If you want to witness those things, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can look at my older videos and see how was I speaking. I have not deleted those videos because I wanted to see myself that these are the way I used to speak earlier and today it's totally different. So it's a skill anyone can develop, even you. What you need to do is focus on your internal communication. Learn the science of effective communication. Third, whenever you are going to deliver a powerful speech or you are going to request your or boss to sanction a leave for you, you need to have this powerful speech. Hook, the core message, and the closing. If you remember, in the starting of this session, I asked you with energy, type me in the chat box if you want to become successful. Type me in the chat box if you want to take your communication skills to the next level. Right? What was that? That was a hook which attracted you and which charged you up, maybe with the energy. Okay. Then the energy might have gone low. Then again, it is raising and going low and erasing. But the way I am speaking right now, the energy is still at that level. That's what I'm feeling. Right? So the core message now I'm delivering, and the closing will be at the end. So anything when you are going to deliver, if you want to speak up and extempore also, this is the structure that you need to create. If you are talking to your, having a conversation with your colleague, you can ask that, hey, here there is something that I want to say. Are you interested to listen to it? This is a hook. Then you share the core message and then, hey, if you found it useful, can you please leave me a response? That is the closing. That's the way. The fourth step is your body language, your non-verbal communication, the eye contact, facial expressions, hand gestures. These are very much important. And when you start understanding them, you will be able to consciously remove which gestures are not useful and which gestures are helpful, are serving you well. The fifth is engaging and persuading your audience. Storytelling techniques for emotional connection, humor, analogies, real life examples to keep interest. So, did I do storytelling few times? Did I had an emotional connection with you all? Am I also creating the moments to laugh, analogies, and real life examples? Everything I'm including in this session. So whatever I'm teaching you right here, I'm already following. I'm just making you aware about all those things that so that when you listen with that mind, and so that you can implement in your life too. The sixth is handling Q&A, unexpected situation. It becomes tough and unexpected questions comes to your mind. To someone asks from the crowd. Maybe any one of you may ask me a question at the end and which I do not have answer. Handling these situations is also a skill. And that is what is important to master the public speaking. When you are going to ask your boss for a leave, what if he says no and you do not like it? You have committed to your family that you will get the leave, but your boss says no. Unexpected situation. Now, how to handle it? Right? How to convince your boss? That is the public speaking. And then fifth is seventh, and last is practicing and improving your public speaking skills. See, having a knowledge about public speaking skills and actually doing public speaking skills is a different thing. Today, you are having the knowledge about the public speaking skills. But when you start doing it, you will fall down. And when you will fall down, your dingo in the mind will say that, see, I told you, you are not good at it. You will fall down. I told you, you are not capable for it. And some of those people who fall down, they never stand up. And that is the reason they do not grow in their public speaking ability. They do not grow their communication skills. They do not get whatever they want in their life. They have to settle with whatever they have. And they start blaming others for not having those things. So, my friend, whenever you fall down, get up, do the practice again. Failures are not other than success. Failures are part of success. Do you think I have not failed delivering the speech? I have failed multiple times. I'm not able to convince people multiple times. I'm not able to sell multiple times. But still, I'm getting up. I'm trying again and again, taking myself to the next level every single day. And that's what we have to do. Now, when we do this, we must also understand what are the mistakes that we do while in communication. The first is we do not listen to others. When someone is sharing things with you, you have your own idea in your mind that is popping out of your mind, and you are trying to say, you're not even listening. You are in your own head and you just want to say your opinion on that particular topic. And that is the first mistake. Second, they listen to their passive voice. Now, what is passive voice? When I'm sharing my wisdom with you right now, there is a little voice in your mind that is going on, that is judging me. It how good I'm speaking, or where mistakes I'm where are the mistakes that I'm conducting, oh, where are the good things that I've shared. It is constantly judging and evaluating me right now. And that is the passive voice. When we are having a communication, when we are connecting, we are talking with our friends, there is a little passive voice in our mind that, hey, this friend will react to the situation like this. So you naturally speak in a way related to your perception about that person, which you are talking with your own self in your mind through the passive voice. So this is the big mistake. Third is fail to get the context. Have you experienced your friend getting angry on you? You said certain things and he or she started shouting on you. Hey, you must not do this. This is not properly. We only get the expression and we listen to the words, but we do not get the context behind it. Why that friend is telling no? What is the reason that person is telling no? Is it telling for my good? Is it telling that I do not get fixed in a situation? We fail to get the context. Fourth is we miss the silence. Sometimes some people have a habit of speaking so much fast, they miss to take the pause. And they even miss to understand that the other person who is listening is not understanding, not able to get whatever he is speaking, and he continues to go and speaking, and he does not stop, he does not take any pause, and he continues that way. So When you miss this pause, the person lose interest in whatever you're speaking. Fifth, have you observed certain professors or teachers? They do not laugh while speaking. They do not even give a smile. They are so serious. Now let me to take one point so seriously that so that you get point what I'm trying to tell you. How what serious being is. Now six the lack of energy. Now no, I'm also serious right now, and I'm not showing any energy also. Now you should understand, if I continue to take throughout the session in this way, will you able to enjoy the session? You are already on the camera, off the camera. Now you will go exit the meeting itself. Bhai, isko nahi sunna hai. I don't want to listen to this person. He does not so serious. He doesn't laugh. He does not. He lacks energy. That will what happen. Seventh is assume. Again, this is related to the passive voice. Have you ever an experience that person, if your friend comes to you, he shares about a certain things, and in your mind you assume that he is we going to behave in a particular way. ये ऐसा ही है. He this person is kind of this only. This person will react in this particular way only. He will not grant me leave. When you are going to your boss to take ask for the leave, and there is an assumption in your mind that he will not grant me leave. He's very strict. This boss is very khadus. He will not grant me leave. Those are the assumptions that we are making in our mind. The eighth is silent expectations. This happens when you are having certain kind of expectations from the people, your friends or colleagues, but you have never shared them. And when that expectation does not get fulfilled, you feel that you are not being taken care of. Have you ever experienced this kind of thing? Yes, prepping for to be defensive, and even before it happens, you assume things and you start defending, right? So those are the things that happen. Then that is a big mistake. We have to go with an open mind to have that communication instead of assuming. So silent expectations, when you behave, when you act based on the expectations that you have with the person, and when you have not communicated that expectation to that person, and when that expectations is not fulfilled by that person, you feel that the person does not understand you and the person is bad. Are you getting what I'm telling? Number 9, the filler words. Uh, uh, mm, uh. See, if you could observe my speech, at certain places I was using filler words, but they have reduced to a greater extent. When I was looking at my older videos, there are so many filler words I used to speak. Uh, mm, like this kind of things. Instead of using filler words, just take a pause. Take a pause, take time to think, frame the sentence, and then speak. The 10 is monkey mind. When you want to speak about a particular subject and you speak about that subject haphazardly, if you want to go on a travel with your friends and you start sharing about that place where you want to go, that oh, that place is very good, there is very, it's very cold, we have to take the sweater, and will we go by train or plane? Okay, I do not have this thing, I need to buy these things. So you are not talking on one topic. First you talked about the place, then you talked about the transportation, and then you talked about whatever things that you need to prepare. And when you jumble all this thing together, the person who is listening to you gets confused and loses interest in you. So decide yourself. You need to focus on one thing, one topic, speak up completely, and then you need to communicate to your person that okay, let us discuss about this now. Then that topic is done. Let us discuss about this now. Some of the people fail, have their monkey mind. They are so much in their own. their own mind, then they are not understanding other people's. They are not. They do not want you to speak more. And the 11 is the grass of the garden of others always looks greener. No, that we discussed in the earlier morals of the acres of land. The grasses that we are having always think that other person is having a better grass than whatever I am having. So now let us understand the gems of the communication. If you got these things, no one can stop you to be a powerful public speaker. Now, what are the gems? Number one, be a storyteller. Learn how you can tell a story. Start with a 1 minute or 2 minute story, and then grow to the increase in the time of the number of story. Second, be use your melody of your voice. See, I'm going to sing a song. It may be in Hindi. If you understand, it's really great. If you do not understand, please bear with me. The song is किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. Okay, now I will sing this song with monotone. I don't know how far I will go. किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. How was that? So you need to understand your voice is made of melody. You need to learn how to use your voice. You have music in your voice. The God has gifted every one of us with this beautiful voice. Yes, the first one was charming and the second was very depressing. It happens. How many times you can see yourself that you are speaking in a charming way and you are speaking in a depressing way? Now look at the pictures of your conversations at different times, maybe with your family, maybe with your colleagues, maybe with your boss, maybe with your friends. You talk with your friends in a charming way, right? Very excited, very energy. But how you talk with your boss? In a professional way, limited talking with limited level of energy. Agree? So that is the melody of your voice. You need to learn, and that's how you build the influence on these people. Right now, when I'm speaking here on this stage, this was attracted, or this was, I got this opportunity suddenly. How? Because I was building that influence on social media, and so I got the opportunity. The third thing that is a gem of the communication is get the intention. When you start understanding what is the intention behind the communication, right now when I'm speaking, I shared you the intention, my mission to help those professionals to kill their EMI lives, to help them to unlock their voice so that they can live the life of freedom and build the digital wealth. That is my intention. Now, whenever someone is speaking over here, Mesoma's intention is that the Global Citizenships Foundation intention is that they perform this kind of upskilling activities for the Global Citizenship Foundation members, and so that they can learn new things, so that they can evolve in their life. That is their intention. Similarly, whenever you are talking with your family, you are talking to your child or maybe girlfriend, there is an intention behind every word. When you understand the intention of the person, you can become the great communicator. Fourth is be a gold digger. To get an 1 ounce of gold, tons of mud has to be digged. But when you are digging that land, if you are thinking in your mind that you are just digging the soil, you are just digging out the mud, you are not digging out, you are not getting the gold, you won't be able to get that gold. While digging that land, you have to constantly think about it. I am digging for gold. And what do I mean by this? When you are listening to the people, you have to listen for gold. That person may be saying rubbish to you. Despite of that person saying rubbish to you, you must identify the gold in that person. When you are not able to convince your parents or your boss, that person, your boss, says something to you that you do not like, that hurts your feeling, your emotion, and still you are able to look something good in your boss. You are able to appreciate that boss's efforts. You are able to look what good things he has done for you. That is the gold digger I'm talking about. And when you become like this, nothing in this world can stop you to become happy. And you will have complaints with no one. And you will always look at others in a positive way. What are their strengths? But if you are constantly identifying the weaknesses, you will never be able to see the strength. Fifth, carry a smile. Certain serious people never smile throughout the entire speech. They are just monotone. There is no facial expression. So if you carry a smile, 50% of the communication is done. See, when I started this session with, how are you, everyone? Did you feel charged up? Did you feel that energy? Yes, if you have any questions, you can drop in the chat box also. I can take it right now, or I will take it in the end. So carry a smile. The sixth is be authentic. Whoever you are, just be that. Be you. You do not have to be someone. You do not have to be the X person who is a very good speaker. You just have to be yourself. And when you be authentic with the people, you automatically get emotionally connected with them. And that's how you grow in your life. Seventh is be vulnerable. I shared the story about me and my father. I was vulnerable over there. The things that I'm doing in my life, I'm vulnerable. When you share your vulnerable part with the person, they get connected with you. You build trust with them, and they start building bonding. These are the gems of the communication. Now, when you have the gems of the communication, when you know how you can become master in public speaking, let us talk something about presentation. The first is know your intention. Whenever before presenting any presentation, if you are going to present a particular topic in the meeting, you need to know why you are presenting that topic, the context behind presenting that topic, the reason behind presenting that topic. So when you are aware about that intention, you share upfront in the public, that upfront with the front of a team, that this presentation is being doing because of this, because of the starting, before starting of this presentation itself, I shared you the intention of that. This intention is to elevate your communication skills, your presentation skills, your communication skills. That was the intention of through this session. So know your intention. Second, structure your content for clarity. Don't deliver the haphazard content. Step by step, what is the hook, what is the body, and what is the tail, or what is the core message, and what is the how you are going to close. So when you structure the presentation in these three different aspects, And within the body also, within the core message, you can structure different topics in the hook, core message and closing. Okay, with under every topic you can do that. Now the third is energetic, confident delivery and body language. This we have already talked about in the previous slides. Energy. When you have energy, the listeners, the audience get that energy. And when you are delivering with the energy and the body language, the lecture seems to be alive. The emotions seems to be alive. The connection seems to be alive and exciting and enthusiastically. The fourth is engage, not just inform. When I'm asking you that whether you got the context or not and type it in the chat box, I'm engaging with you. This is as this is an online session. I'm not able to see you, any one of you. That's the sad part of it. But still, I'm engaging with you. And some of you are so much active that you are typing in the chat box whatever you are learning. But what if I just go through the slide and speak? You won't like it. You won't love it. You would give away yourself. You would say that, okay, I'm going back. I don't want to attend this upskilling lecture. And that you may, after my session is complete, you may message Mesoma, don't bring this kind of speakers who are just giving information, just informing. They are not engaging. Don't bring this kind of speakers. Mesoma would say, okay, I'll take care in the future, just for fun. Okay. So now number fifth is the story that connects. Of course, I've been also telling the story, and we have already discussed about storytelling. So I'm not going detail into this. So how are you all? Are you all enjoying this session? Just type yes if you are enjoying these sessions, okay? Because that matters to me a lot. Type yes if you are enjoying these sessions, because it's already more than 1 hour 15 minutes has passed and we are in this session. So are you enjoying? Okay, Lola, 100%. Yes, I am a frame. Good. Thank you for that. So now, yes, Kachi, yes. Great to see that everyone is enjoying the session. And I hope you are discovering something new. Okay, whatever you are discovering, keep taking notes of each and everything that you are learning or you are understanding, you are getting new. Keep taking notes. Now let us understand mastering the art of networking. How to network? Is it abrupt or is it just suddenly that if I call someone and that is the networking? What is it? So the first thing you need to do is to understand the power of first impressions. Be a conversation starter. And when you start it, you need to remember the fundamental laws, universal laws of communication. You create the first impression not just to impress, but express also. Express how? By having a fruitful conversation, knowing about the person to whom you are connecting. So when you start your conversation, you ask the questions in a way that the person has is curious to answer. Hey, what do you do? Will be a straight question. Instead of asking like that, you can say that, hey, we have been here to the same event. What brought you here and what do you do in your professional life? When you start a conversation like this, do you think that you are going beyond the only the external conversation? Okay. So it may happen that when you are asking someone, you ask in a way that it inspires them to answer, it connects them to answer, and it is more about not more about the topic, but it's more about them. Hey, what brought you here? Right? If you ask him that, that person has to inquire in his thought that okay, what brought me here? Okay, so he will structure the answer in his mind and respond to you. And with that response, you can, with the dance in the conversation, you can continue the communication. Third is active listening and engaging responses. Listening is an important skill which has been neglected a lot. Most of the people think that public speaking is all about speaking, and they miss out the listening. Actually, in the communication, 70% efforts are of listening. When you listen to a person completely, even if without sharing your opinion, 50% of the problem of that person is solved. Try this thing one day, to try this one thing. Okay. Maybe in your family, if someone is upset with you, okay, ask them, hey, I'm here to listen to you. Why are you so upset? If you are feeling free to share with me, you can share with me. I'm here to listen to you. Just listen to that person. When you will completely listen to that person, at the end ask, is there anything more that you want to share? When the person says no, ask that person, how are you feeling? 50% of the problem of that person might have solved. Try this. And when you are having a conversation with the networking person, you have to dance with the responses and inquire about what is it in their interest, what are they interested in, rather than you're boosting about yourself. Just the keep most of the people, what they do, that when they are trying to network with someone, they try to start speaking about themselves first. So don't do this mistake. Talk about the person to whom you are connecting. What is important to them? What is valuable to them? And when you do that, that person feels that you are interested in that person, and that person will allow you to take interest in him and network with him. And in future, you can get that connection. The art of storytelling in the networking. When you share your personal story with those people, when you share your emotions, the pain that you go through in your life and evolved, the person builds a trust in you and you get connected. Now, how many of you got connected to my story, to my life today? Type me in the chat box if you got connected. Yes, many of you got connected, right? So that is the art of networking. When you are sharing your own story, you are listening to other people's story, you get connected. And when you are connected, you have built that network, you are sharing again and again, time and often, the period is there, then you nurture them. After a few days, after 1 week, you nurture those relationships by helping each other. And that's how you build networking. Network is not a rocket science. And the one thing most important is that if you feel that I'm not good in communication, I'm not good in conversation starter, don't worry. Just start. Once you start, eventually you will practice and eventually you will learn. And that's what we will be learning into the upcoming slide. The most important part is becoming a successful communicator. All things which I shared till now were only superficials. Now comes the core and the most important thing. Are you ready to learn? The most important, how to become successful communicator. Communication is not that hard. Whatever the body language, eye contact and everything that you can learn. But to become a successful communicator, you need to learn these things. And it is very critical. Are you ready to learn? Type yes in the chat box if you are ready to learn. Type yes in the chat box. I want everyone to type yes in the chat box so that I can get that you are listening actively to this throughout this session. Yes, come on, Hopewala, yes. Shafrin, yes. Azim, yes. Ephraim, yes. Dibori, yes. Everyone, yes. Because this is most important part that I'm going to start, and I don't want you to miss on this part. If you can come on camera, do come on the camera so that I can see that your energy. Only the part is remaining of next 15 to maximum 30 minutes. We'll be ending this session. So if it's possible for you, come on the camera, because this is very important. The first thing is that conquering your dingo. You might be thinking that, hey, it's very easy. I can conquer my dingo. Now, what if you start pick up your mobile and start recording a video? What is your dingo speaking in your mind? Hey, you're not perfect. The video is not okay. You may not look good. Think about the time that you want to speak up in a public in front of a group of 5 or 10. Are you able to do it? If you're not able to do it, there is a dingo in your mind that is telling you that people would laugh. You would look foolish. You would look funny. Hey, don't do this. That is what your dingo is telling to you. So if you learn how to conquer your dingo, you can do anything in you. Now, how to do that? Is becoming conscious. Becoming conscious about every thought that you are getting in your mind and evaluating whether it is dingo or bingo. If it is bingo, listen to it, raise its volume. If it is dingo, don't listen to it, lower down its volume or shut it up. Say to your dingo that shut up. I can do it. I will. What if I fail? No problem. I'll get up again. That is, with that energy, you need to conquer your dingo. You need to become conscious about your every aspect of your body, the energy, the body language, the tonality you are using, everything. Once you become conscious, you will know where are the mistakes that you are doing, where you can improve on your communication skills. Unless you become conscious, this session will be only just like an added knowledge to your existing knowledge. You need to start becoming aware about yourself, the way you are talking, the way you are communicating to the things, to the people. And that's how you start becoming a successful communicator. Second, stop self-sabotage. Allow yourself to do mistakes. Most of the people, when they learn new things, maybe not in communication skills, maybe the technical skills in your personal life, you have learned something new, you started doing it, you did not get the result, and you said, oh, I'm not good enough, I do not do this properly, oh, I cannot do this thing anytime, and you quit on yourself. Don't do that. Stop self-sabotaging. It's okay to do mistakes. Yesterday, I was going to and listening to a reel by Warren Buffett. He said that what when the podcaster asked that what one thing that you allow yourself to do, he said, I allow myself to do the mistakes, and that touched me. So allow yourself to do mistakes. Third, do self-care practices, affirmations, meditations, visualization, gratitude. Now, you might be thinking, hey, communication skill is about speaking. But we talked about, right, the internal communication, the bingo dingo talk is going on in your mind. If we need to strengthen our roots, if you strengthen your roots, you'll be able to get good fruits. And with self-care practices, you can strengthen your roots. And that's how you get the good fruits. Fourth is grab opportunities. Whenever there will be an opportunity which is unfamiliar to you, your mind will naturally resist accepting that opportunity. Stop doing it. Instead, grab that opportunity. Say, yes, I will do it. And start working on it. You may not be perfect. You may not be great at the first time. But once you have started, eventually you will improve. and you will create that success in your life. So grab opportunities. Fifth, develop a habit of having a growth mindset. Now, what is the difference? A person with a fixed mindset, when fails, says that, hey, I'm not good enough. Things were not okay. I was doing great, but the things were not okay. While the growth mindset person thinks that, hey, okay, it's okay, I have failed. Now, what did I miss? Now, what should I improve on myself? When someone gives feedback to a fixed mindset, they say that it was not my fault. When someone gives feedback to the growth mindset, takes it positively, hey, thank you for giving that feedback. I will make sure that I improve and incorporate that feedback in the next time. So if you want to go into detail, the difference between fixed mind growth mindset, you can go into Google it up because it's available. The sixth is constant positive nurturing attitude. This is the Ferrari. Do you want to have a Ferrari in your life? Do you want to have Ferrari in your life? What if you have got a Ferrari? Just imagine that you are having a Ferrari. If you don't want to have, it's fine. But just imagine that you are having Ferrari. Now, what if I put the wrong fuel in the fuel socket in the engine? Will it work? Will it perform to its best? No. What if the tires are flat? Will it perform at the best? No. What if the engine oil is not replaced regularly and then there is no oil in the engine? Will it perform at its best? No. So you need to nurture your mind with constant positivity. You need to read books. You need to do affirmations. You need to have an environment with the people who are having the growth mindset, who are evolving themselves differently. You need to have a mentor who is guiding you, who has walked the path, who's guiding you constantly, inspiring you to become the person who you want to become, whom you visualize as. You need to nurture yourself constantly. It is not overnight. If you want to grow a rose in the garden, and you need to take care the weeds are not coming nearer to the rose plant. You need to water it daily. You need to put the fertilizer every time, every specific time, and then eventually that rose plant will grow and the rose will come. But what about weeds? Do you need to nurture any weeds? They will grow automatically. So our mind is very susceptible to negativity. The negative thoughts come spontaneously. They multiply like a virus. But the positive thoughts are to be nurtured again and again. You need to take care of your car again and again. You take food again and again daily. You breathe every single second. Why? The oxygen is nurturing your body cells. Likewise, you need to nurture your mind with a positive attitude by reading books. The seventh is do the things that others hesitate to do, like talking to the strangers. You are going to a party, and we tend to have a habit of choosing to be with our friends whom we know. Instead, go talk to a person, third person whom you have never talked to, and specifically talk to the person whom you feel that, oh, I should not talk to this person. Maybe that person is rich. Maybe that is a girl whom you are afraid to talk. Or for the girl, if you want to talk to a boy, you are not talking. Just go and talk. Do the things that you are hesitating to do. Speak up in the front of a camera. Go to the social media. Speak to your friends. Go live on the Facebook and talk to the people. That's how you become successful communicator. If you look at my Facebook profile, I have done more than 450 lives, morning mantras, okay, where I used to share my knowledge, my wisdom with the people. Do these things. The eighth is avoid the comparison trap. With that, I would like to share you a beautiful story about a crow. Once upon a time, a crow was sitting on the branch of a tree and was crying. And there was a monk sitting below that tree. In few minutes, a drop of ear got put on the cheeks of the monk, and the monk called the crow and asked, "Hey crow, why are you crying?" The crow said with a deep breath that no one likes me. Everyone pushes me away from them. Wherever I go, they say me hush, hush, and makes me fly away. I don't want to be crow anymore. Okay, the monk said, okay, what if I grant you a wish and you can become anyone that you want? The crow said, it will be really great. The monk added that, but on one condition. Whatever you want to become, you need to go and ask that particular person or particular animal that is that happy. So the crow said, okay. So that the monk asked, what do you want to become? I want to become swan. So the monk said, okay, you want to become swan? I'll make you swan. But before I'll make you, go to the swan and ask him whether that swan is happy. Then the crow flies to the swan. The swan is swimming in the pond. And the crow goes to the swan and appreciates him. Wow, swan, you are so beautiful. You are pure white in color. You are white as snow. Your beak is yellow. Very good. You are so beautiful. Then crow asks him, Swan, are you happy? Swan says, no. See, my body is not so colorful. I am simply white in color. I do not like my color. I like parrot. Parrot is so colorful. The parrot must be so happiest bird on this planet. Okay. So now the crow climbs up and flews to the parrot. The macaw parrot, the multiple colors, he asked him, hello parrot, wow, you are so beautiful, you are multicolored, the people must be loving you, and you must be the happiest bird on this planet. The parrot said, yes, I am beautiful, but I am not happy. Crow asked, why? Because I am having constant fear that some of the people may catch me and put me in the cage, and so because of that fear I'm not happy. The happiest bird must be the peacock, which is even more beautiful than me. Okay. Now the crow got no crow flew to the peacock. The peacock was open his this wings and he was standing beautifully in the zoo and people were coming to watch him. And the crow was very happy to see that beautiful peacock. That people are appreciating what he is doing. They are coming to watch him. And the crow went to the talk with Peacock and said that Peacock, you must be the happiest bird on this planet, right? See, people are coming to see you. They are so happy to see you. The Peacock said, no, Crow, I'm not that happy. I think you are the happiest bird on this planet. No one tries to put you in the cage. Everyone keeps you alive and keeps you free. No one tries to even catch you. People try to pluck my feathers and play with it. So I'm not happy with who I am. I wish I would have become crow. Listening to this, the crow went and flew back to the monk and said that, monk, I am happy with whatever I am. I don't want to become anything. I got your point. I understood everything. And then after, the crow was the happiest bird on this planet. And what is the moral that you learn from this story? What are you connecting to through this story? Tell. What is that you feel? What is the emotion that you go through this story? Got it, Shefrin? No problem. You can leave. You can follow me on the social media for the more updates. You can search on the YouTube and Instagram. Never compare yourself with anyone. Yes. And we are losing ourselves in comparison with others. So avoid the comparison trap to become a successful communicator. How I am speaking, how the successful person are speaking, how others are speaking. Do not go into there. Think about how you can improve your speaking. If you are inspired by someone's way of speaking, you must inspire. You must think that, okay, how can I use that way of speaking in my language? That's the way you do it. And the ninth is sharpen your axe. Sharpen your axe. With this, what do I mean? Sharpen your communication skills. Keep learning the new communication skills and keep sharpening them. New things come up again and again, and things will still come up again and again. You need to continue to sharpen your skills again and again. And that's how you will be able to become the powerful communicator. So that, so how was it? How was it? Did you really get to what are the things required to become an successful communicator? Did you got it? Did you get it completely? Type yes in the chat box if you got it. Yes, Jacob. Okay, good. So we are nearer to the end of the session. If maximum of you can come on the camera, it will be really great. Yes, Ephraim. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Harit, for this session. I it's really interesting to see everything that has been gone through. So,
Yes.
if we have any question, please drop in the comment in the chat section, and we'll take this up.
Yes.
Yes.
So what did
All
you
right.
learn? You learned so much. So sorry to interrupt you, but there's if you are telling that I have learned a lot. But what actually the your key takeaways? Do share. And I have few bonuses for you.
All
I have
right.
few bonuses at the end for you. The quick hack to any communication skills. The few frameworks I'm going to share today, which you'll be able to, just you remember those frameworks. You can prepare yourself for the communication at any moment.
All right. That would be great. I think, Dr. Harry, due to time, I think one of the things we can also do is if you could drop your email address and
Okay.
your social media handles for people that would love to connect with you personally in the chat,
Okay.
then
Okay.
that would be quite helpful to follow up the conversation on this segment. However, I think personally for me, one of these parts of this discussion I really loved was the gems of communication because as a leader myself, one of the things I really look forward to is how I can connect to my team more and how I can better communicate with people around me. So thank you so much for including that part in the session itself. I think so far I'm yet to see any questions, but I think each person of us can put up our takeaways from the session. Kowani said to be brave and not allow our dingoes to slow us down. Ephraim said he really loved the stories, by the way, and that's one interesting thing I also took away from this, like having a lot of stories in the session. So that was very interesting. Devery said she really loved the part that talks about being taking to listen more about our bingos. Yes. Ezine says using your voice as a melody and an art of storytelling. So I think overall the session was very interesting. So once again, on behalf of the foundation, thank you so much, Dr. Harit, for honoring our invitation and taking up the call to take the session. Before we wrap up in 2 minutes, if you could give us your closing remarks, then we'll wrap up the session.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for providing the opportunities. And just the success is just one step closer to you. If you consider failure as a stepping stone to success. Okay, that's the closing remark from my side. And if you like this session, I would request you, recommend every one of you to. I've already shared my email. You can email me over there with whatever questions or queries you have. And also, if you find this interesting, I would recommend you, all the attendees, to leave a 5-star review on this, the link I've shared on the Trustpilot account. Okay, so that I can extend my this mission to the lot of people. Okay, I can support more and more people through this. So the email I have shared over here, the link to the Trustpilot account I have shared. Kindly click on the link and write a 5-star review or 4-star review, whatever you feel, and whatever that touched you, whatever emotion you had while attending the session, just write it down. What was your experience? What things did you learn? So that more and more people get inspired by them. Okay, and if you want to understand more about Bingo and Dingo, it's the Bingo and Dingo are the character from the book Me versus My Mind. Okay, which I have authored, and I have written in those book about how our the two voices fights inside our mind and does not give us the success that we want. So if you want to overcome your dingo, get this book, go to the Amazon and just grab your copy and read it and give a review over there also. Okay, so that's all from my
All
side.
right then.
And anytime, feel anytime,
Okay,
just
thank you
connect me
so
on
much.
this. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Harit, for taking out the time to take this session today. And to everyone that's attended, thank you so much for taking out the time. We do hope this session was very helpful for you and has contributed more to your professional development growth. So you can always follow us on our LinkedIn page to get more information about more sessions like this and more um, building workshop sessions like this. So thank you so much for attending and do have a great afternoon, morning, and night wherever you are. So thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.